What's going on, guys? So, wanted to give an update as seems there's really not very many people that are talking about this, at least on YouTube anymore. And arbitraging has been a platform that I've been heavily invested in. So I've been very involved with it, and like anything that I'm invested in, I'm going to continue to give updates on it, whether it's positive or negative. So, unfortunately, I was very involved with BitConnect. I'm still doing videos with BitConnect 2 years later, and I'm going to continue to do that with arbitraging. And one of the unfortunate things about arbitraging is the amount of censorship with the platform and with the investors that are asking very basic questions, very very concerned investors with people that invested in this platform, and I'm one of them. And we've been waiting for a long time with no money coming in terms of kind of some of the passive income claims that have been going on, and if nothing else, just really the speculation with the token price of ARB, which has, according to the latest announcement, is going to completely go away and is being replaced with something that has a supply that's about 50 times higher when you take into account some of the valuations and everything that they are imposing. So it seems like they just made a new announcement where they're because of the outrage and everyone that's so upset in all of the different communities, they're going to honor a 1-to-1 ratio with their new token. However, that still doesn't the math just doesn't add up. You had one of the reasons why people invested in arbitraging was the low token supply at 8 million token supply. So if you have a token supply that now has 100 million, that's a huge difference. When you have a market cap of around $1 million in the arbitraging, which I think it's much less than that actually right now. But the market cap alone, if you were to take the market cap and divide that by the new token supply it's not that they're even offering people, they're forcing people into this situation. You had zero choice in this. Most people that got into arbitraging invested in ABOT, and now everyone's being forced into something that is most likely going to tank in value fast because no one's been able to sell for 9 months. No one's been able to pull money off of the platform for a long time. I got into arbitraging. Right after the ICO period. If we kind of go back on my history, I got in May, right as soon as they launched on Coin Exchange. They had a little bit more legitimacy behind what they were doing. I don't get into ICOs. I don't. You see a lot of the crackdowns with ICOs lately, where ICOs are coming under huge fire from regulatory agencies. And so that's another big concern with arbitraging, is that they did have an ICO period, and the token price has not been anywhere near like that. The price, when I got in kind of the later stages of the ICO period for a long time, and they're equating the valuation of their token based on that on the last the last period, where if we just take a look at it on CoinMarketCap, it looks eerily similar to something like BitConnect. The token price has absolutely collapsed, and what they're going to honor people is not the history of the token or the volume weighted average, but what they're going to do is they're going to take this period right here where it completely collapsed, and they're going to give everyone the average price of that valuation. So I feel like there's some different ways to correct some of this stuff, and maybe some better leadership would be appreciated. It would be nice to have somebody associated with the platform in an official role actually get on camera and speak to their community. And so unfortunately that's not happening. It hasn't happened for a very long time. and a lot of people have requested that I start doing videos again. And I tried reaching out to David. I tried reaching out to Ozzy. Neither one of them responded. But Thomas Brown did respond to me, and I talked with him last night. And basically, he was mocking me the entire time, calling me a scammer, saying I should be ashamed of myself. And it was just a very classy move by someone that's so integral with this platform. So I'm really upset. I'm really, really upset with everything that's been going on. And a lot of other investors are too. And I wanted to share some of that frustration that people have, on some of my videos. I don't want this to be a very, a very hateful video, but I do want to, I want to voice some of the stuff that people have been talking about. Like I've been taking in the Telegram group below, which is now looks like it may be turning into some sort of class action lawsuit, against basically what amounts to just egregious fraudulent misrepresentation. If we read, I think perhaps like one of the good things to kind of reference right now is more of a legal document. So this was Shoe Money's document. I've talked with Shoe Money. We're talking about maybe doing a live stream too. I mean, he's really upset as well. He invested a lot of his money into this platform, and it's taken a lot of heat. But this is this is the Shoe Money letter. It lists 3 individuals right now: Jeremy Roundsville, Kieran, aka Crypto Gonk, and Daniel Crypto Country Boy. So these 3 guys they're pretty integral, with it. Of course, it's not an accurate address. I think that's already been very well documented. There's some interesting things on here. So now, for those of you guys that don't know, the server for arbitraging has been put in Shoe Money's name not too long ago, because a lot of the things that were going on. But one of the biggest issues that I always had, and I didn't find this out until after I completely invested everything that I was going to invest in the platform, but was just the fraudulent misrepresentation of the token supply. So everyone's been told there are 9 million tokens. And as of April 18th, there were over 31 million tokens on the internal platform alone, not counting the millions circulating externally. So it violates the premise and express terms of the white paper and the website terms and conditions, emphasizing that supply and demand for the token would be primary driver for the token price value. So there's a lot in the Shoe Money letter in terms of like legalese and what how this is going to be interpreted legally. Shoe Money's already settled with David, so he's not going to be probably as involved in terms of some of this stuff, because he's already reached an agreement. But that doesn't help a lot of the other investors and a lot of the other people that were that are in this platform. And I'm just I have I'm really sorry for a lot of the people that are in the situation that we're in right now. I mean, it's extremely frustrating, because there's just been a lot of just a lot of lies. You saw on Telegram groups, on official Telegram groups, or at least the ones that David Peterson's wife was in charge of, constantly referencing buying ARB, like ARB is cheap, like you buy ARB, and the token price is gonna rise. This token price has a history of being over $1, consistently over $1. When I first got in to arbitraging, I was only in for about a week until the price went over $1, and it stayed above $1 until basically when it collapsed, and completely collapsed in February. There was a lot of artificial stuff that was being done to hold up the token price, but there was a lot of insider trading that was going on. Gonk was one of the primary people that was involved with that. There was a lot of internal manipulation that was going on with the exchange, and there's a database of record, with a lot of that stuff. The SEC is getting interested in this case. I've already been looking into it along with the FBI. I'm going to be talking to the SEC here pretty soon regarding, a few different things, not necessarily arbitraging specifically, but it is going to be something that I'm sure will come up in conversation. I've done everything legally. By the law. Like, I've not done anything to break the law. All I'm doing is for the most part, I'm on YouTube documenting my experiences with a lot of these platforms, and there's nothing that's wrong with that. And so for David's wife, for Thomas Brown, for these people to come out and label me a scammer and talk so negatively about me after all of the unpaid videos that I did, talking about this platform, doing marketing, helping with a situation where you had massive FUDders. If you remember, right now the only person talking positively about arbitraging is Jiggly Tits, a crypto Batman, who is, there's been a lot of documentation and proof on the blockchain that he's been paid a substantial amount of money to promote arbitraging after being completely broke. But if you go back in his history, he was the number one most negative person with arbitraging, and someone that I went after. He targeted me specifically and the arbitrage platform, and I decided to defend myself like anyone would that is in a situation where they're being attacked by someone unjustly. And now you see the situation is completely changed. And so the only people that have actually done well with arbitraging have been people who have attacked the platform. If you think about it, Jiggly Tits has made a ton of money on arbitraging by attacking the platform. Same thing with Dan, Revolution and Scamming, and Shoe Money. In this case, even though Shoe Money was very helpful, I don't know, like, I don't have anything negative to say about Shoe Money. I think that I completely understand his position. I'm on really good terms with him, but he made a stand, and I think that that's important for investors that are upset with some of this stuff to stand up for yourself and voice your frustration. Unfortunately, you can't, because if you get the community chat, that the 10,000 member community chat was completely muted and done away with, and then you had a lot of these other just these dozens of arbitraging groups all over Telegram, and most of the official ones have all of the same paid admins in them that are just going around and banning anyone that talks negatively about the platform or even ask questions, very basic questions about things that are going on. So the majority of ARB investors feel like they've been ripped off or scammed, and some people may be happy, but it doesn't help the majority of us that are getting screwed by the platform. I mean, this announcement alone, I'm not going to go into specifics with my account, but I've voiced on Telegram that just with this announcement alone, I've lost about $100,000 of value in the platform. So I'm extremely upset, and there's a lot of people that have lost way more than I have. So I think that what you're going to see is a lot of people that were previously pro ARB and just really hoping for the best, hoping that something happens, something positive happens with the platform. They're going to come out and start voicing more of their frustration, as they should. I mean, if you simply boil it down to just the blockchain, just the token, and what they're doing, where they're artificially inflating the value of their token without any influence from the market. I mean, there's so many people that just want out, that just want to get out, and they've claimed several times that they have the finances to allow people to get out. That was one of the things that was mentioned before this whole token swap happened, was that they were going to that they had plenty of money to pay people out, and I think that's what they probably should have done. for those that are upset, there's a lot of people that got into AUSD for the simple fact that it was a stable token and it preserved the value of their investment in the arbitraging platform. That's gone completely away. Now that whatever AUSD that you have is now in an unstable token that is going to be dumped heavily once it reaches the market, because people haven't been able to sell for the entire year. There's been so many different restrictions and so much blame that's been assessed to investors and people in terms of labeling everyone undercutters and fudders, with the platform. It's just it's really disheartening, and it's really and then when I tried reaching out to some of the main people involved and was just ridiculed, and so it just made me really upset. And so I want to just let people know that that are watching that I'm going to continue to follow this and update this and be a voice for people that are getting censored and banned in a lot of these groups. So let me check on the chat a little bit. Yeah, whoever knows where David lives, why don't they go confront him and have a live, with him to answer questions? I would like to see some leadership behind ARB. I would like to see David come out and do a live stream with me. I'll do, if David's listening, I'll do a live stream with you anytime you want. You don't have to deal with the weather situation with Matty Crypto or anything. I'll do a live stream with you, and I think that it would be good for the community to have some answers with some of the things that are going on, and also to offer people that don't, agree with the changes and things that are being imposed a way out that is not going to be 5% of your value. I mean, a lot of people have accepted huge losses, and I'm being advised by a lot of other crypto YouTubers that were previously involved in arbitraging just to take the loss, just to auction off, or just to get out and get whatever I can out, whether it's 5%, 2%, whatever, because by the time the authorities get involved with this, which I'm sure that they may be looking to get involved at this point now, you're not going to see any of that money again. It's just really it's really unfortunate with all of the verbiage that's been coming out from people that associate with the platform to have something like this happen, where I just think a lot of people are very disappointed, just extremely disappointed, and they just feel completely let down. And what's really bad about this entire situation is the arbitraging people, the loyal holders of ARB, the people that were holding ARB, were the people that got screwed the most, and that's essentially backwards in the crypto world. There's been so much stuff that's been just there was supposedly millions of dollars that were put out there for the Russian marketing, which we haven't seen anything as of yet. It's just that the entire thing turned into a total shit show, and all of this verbiage of groundbreaking technology and his guarantee that this is going to launch. I mean, here it is, it's September and it didn't launch. I think a lot of people were expecting that. I mean, we've been told in the spring, soon. Then finally they said June for sure, and then people Mrs. CP came out and said July 4th. That didn't happen. Then we're told August 15th or within a week or two. That didn't happen. Now it's the end of August, and it's just one thing after another, and it's I think a lot of people are fed up. They just want out, and I don't blame the people, and I think that's what they should do for those that are I think to preserve a lot of this, there's a lot of frustration. If you're relying on word of mouth marketing, no one's going to want to touch this platform. With the amount of risk that's in leverage trading, a lot of people did not get into this platform for trading. They're not traders. There's not a single arbitraging YouTuber that's a trader. As much as Ellie Ann is doing technical analysis and whatnot, she has this is not the platform for it. And on top of that, you have not only you could win, you could make a bunch of successful leverage trades with the platform and still lose with the token price depreciating. So if the token price tanks because everything is being transferred into that token, you not only have to worry about the leverage trading, but you also have to worry about the devaluation of the token and being able to cash out. So why would anyone choose this as opposed to something like Bybit, which has been recently the most popular, or even BitMEX? As many problems as BitMEX has had, it has the volume, it has the liquidity, it doesn't have the trust issues, it doesn't have the what is it, tens, hundreds of millions of dollars in disenfranchised investors' funds still owing. And a lot of the blame that the company has placed they've never come out and taken responsibility or accountability for any of their actions. In fact, it's been quite the opposite, and they've always tried to blame the investors or to blame others, for their own mistakes. There was. I thought this was interesting. Like I'm learning a little bit more about Whale Fam. I don't know a whole lot about him, but he's come into the chat and been a little bit of a voice. He's like, I don't argue with sheeps. Sorry, they are beyond logic. Using words like haters for investors who voiced their concerns and got DP to change his mind is just absurd. They are heroes to me. There's a lot of raising concerns is a good thing. Not every message you personally don't like is FUD. DP, also a human, can make mistakes, and we as a team need to help him out at times, like we did, today. Like people, that voice their concern about everything that's going on. They're blocking accounts with the selling of ARB to AUSD for manipulation, and there's a reason for that. If you look at the history, right before the exchange went offline, there was a lot of insider trading. There was a lot of people that were transferring money from ARB into AUSD, and those accounts were getting blocked because there was insider knowledge that this was about to happen. And so you saw a lot of people that were transferring over as much as they possibly could into AUSD, and that's why those accounts were getting blocked, because it didn't make any sense for people to have these trading pairs and then to start blocking people's accounts for trading on options that you're providing to your users. It's absurd. Clover, are you actually going to fight for us pissed off investors, or will you be paid off like shoe money? I haven't been paid a dime by arbitraging, despite what some people think. And I got total proof of that on the blockchain. But I've been very vocal with my my disagreement with doing that with guys like I've just mentioned, because it just shows. It just shows special treatment, and it shows basically insider trading. Like there's, it just shows dishonesty, and there's just it's just It's just all lies. It's just appearing more and more that it's the entire thing is just illegitimate. I mean, essentially they just pushed the reset button and gave everyone pennies on the dollar for their investment, and it's just completely fraudulent misrepresentation. Like going back to I like Shoe Money's letter because a lot of this stuff is referenced. A lot of these quotes. ABOT is a passive income opportunity with proven, tested, and a long-term profit design to never take a loss. The ARB token is 100% decentralized and verifiable on the blockchain. Funds are never held. Profits are paid daily. Money is never locked in the platform. You have the ability to withdraw your money at any point. A low supply, a high demand for ARB token will make the price rise like a rocket. You will control your own money. So these were quotes that were taken from the arbitraging. Marketing. We will only generate 10 million ARB in total. This will ensure the value of the token will grow when market demand increases. Low supply and increasing demand are key factors for token appreciation. We will let our token holders help build the value of ARB by not releasing more tokens over time, increasing growth value for the entire ecosystem. ARB will never fork to create additional tokens in the future. With only a small number of tokens, 10 million being released, the ARB token value will grow with future market demand. I mean, this is all stuff that we've heard this time and time again. We've heard this from official people, admins, managing Telegram chats who are all anonymous. All of the paid arbitraging YouTubers are all anonymous, with the slight exception of Eliane. Like, she sometimes gets on there and shows her face, but a lot of that was a ploy to actually come back. Guys like Crypto Saint, and other guys, Time is Crypto, Gandhi, some of the main guys that have been very vocal, Dan, Revolution Crypto, and even Jiggly Tits back when he was being negative, or when he was being negative, because he's flip-flopped so many different times. There's a lot of that promotional stuff was to flood YouTube with arbitraging content, so to kind of drown out a lot of that stuff. Because if you guys remember last year, back during the summer and fall, when arbitraging was kind of trending more, there was a lot of the videos that were getting the most views on YouTube when it came to arbitraging were ones that were critical. And I think, like, when I'm reviewing a product, like say I'm buying something on Amazon, there's a lot of paid reviews on Amazon that are positive, especially if you are the product developer. What I'm always looking for when I go onto Amazon is I want to see what the negative, I want to see what the criticism is. And there's going to be a tremendous amount of criticism with some of the latest things that arbitraging has done, because a lot of people that invested in this platform are getting screwed, and including a lot of the YouTubers, the old time YouTubers, a lot of the guys that promoted this in the beginning, Kinetic Energy, Isle Matt, Pete, you look at like guys that were most likely paid off, or now more internal guys like PJ3, Crypto Whale, CCB, some of those guys. It's just, Crypto Austin, Adam Hole. I've reached out to a couple of these guys, and I think what we're going to do is, we're going to probably do some collab live streams, some of the YouTubers together, those that are wanting to get online and willing to kind of talk about it. I think that voicing some of the community's frustration is helpful. I think that people need to, not censor a lot of this stuff, because it's only going to get worse. But they need to accept some of the things that are going on. They need to address it. They need to show some leadership. They need to take some accountability, and they need to start providing some solutions, some viable solutions. This is not, in my opinion, a viable solution. But if I could have taken it all back, when I first started getting into crypto, I was a trader. Like I was doing a lot more trading back in 2013 until 2016. You know, there wasn't leverage trading really back then or anything that was, you know, at least had adoption or anything like that. Even though I guess BitMEX was around since 2014, but I don't think it had really taken off quite yet. It didn't. I didn't really start getting into BitMEX until 2017. I think that's when it really started picking up volume and became one of the biggest exchanges in the world. But it wasn't really on anyone's radar before, or any leverage trading platform for that matter. It's kind of been a recent phenomenon. But I got out because when you're trading inside a lot of these exchanges, you're competing with bots, you're competing with tech. And if you've tried that, you know, even Bybit, BitMEX, and a lot of these leverage trading platforms are heavily botted. So you're competing against that. And I got into it and I was trying to understand it. I knew that that's where I wanted to go and understand, because that's where the crypto space was kind of progressing at that point. And then that, you know, and then some of the passive income earning platforms that were kind of creating a, you know, or at least claiming that they were involved with this and turning it into something that, you know, that was going to be more all inclusive. That seemed like the opportunity at the time. And if you looked at some of the marketing of some of these platforms, it was unlike anything that we'd seen in crypto. And I felt like that was going to be where things were going. And it's you know, a lot of people got hurt in BitConnect, which was the first one that you know, that scammed out. And then I think there was a lot of people that were kind of searching for the next one. There was, what was it? There was Devore, there was Regal, there was Hextra, there was Falcon Coin. There was a lot of these. A lot of these were ironically promoted by Arbitraging's #1 shadow trader, IBGY, is still on his YouTube channel. So these, you know, I never got into them. I didn't see anything that they were doing that was proving to me that they were doing what they were saying they were doing. I think the first one that I really started getting behind was Arbitraging. That was like the next one after, you know, BCC. And so, you know, I had the opportunity to go out and find out a little bit more about what they were doing. But, you know, David was very secretive. He just wouldn't disclose anything. And I pressed him on that numerous times, trying to be a little bit more transparent, because I feel like that's what was needed. But it seems like there was a reason for why, you know, there wasn't transparency in that area. And I think we're starting to see some of the effects of that now. So, you know, Moonberg is one that I've been promoting. I've been talking about that because I've seen a little bit more behind what they're doing. Like they're giving the trading logs. You know, you can request trading logs from Tobias. He's been more upfront with that, and I like to see a little bit more transparency behind some of that stuff. But I got a chance to go out to some of these conferences and meet with him in person, and he's providing another layer of transparency with what he's doing. So I understand that people, you know, don't want to get involved because they feel like they've learned their lesson with a lot of these ones, including the Nova Chain, you know, situation. So I understand that. So that's fine. I'm offering it as an option, but right now, you know, Moonberg is the only passive income earning platform that's paying. Doesn't mean that it couldn't have problems in the future. You know, it's you know, there's a certain level of inherent risk with a lot of these passive income earning platforms, but there's a lot of opportunity with them as well. But I feel like it should be just at least for me, it should be something that should be a small portion of what you're doing. Unfortunately, like I way over invested in arbitraging with the intent and purpose. A lot of the times when I over invested, the idea that I was taking a little bit of a calculated risk where I was in a bad situation, and in terms of what was going on with ARB and my position with ARB. So I took a chance to basically overinvest with the intention of pulling out the amount that I overinvested into the platform, and I got burned on that like 2 or 3 times. So like, right around the block exchange was one of the biggest ones, and then the other one was when they had the whole 50,000 ARB scheme to pull everyone into the vault. So I was just trying to get full payouts. I was just trying to get full ABOT payouts because everyone was getting a massive haircut or getting limited, and I felt that if I was at least able to get a full ABOT payout, then I could pay myself back, and I was never able to. I dumped a ton of ETH into the platform and never pulled anything out. So I'm deeply in the red with arbitraging, unfortunately, and it's I hope at least I'm able to get my initial capital back. I never thought that I was going to be in a situation like this with arbitraging, especially as involved as I have been with everything that's been going on. But it is what it is right now, and now I think a lot of people are just in a situation where they just want out, and I feel like the platform should allow people to get out at fair market value for what they've invested in the platform. If you have AUSD, the very least you can do with AUSD, the very least you could do is pay people out. Now, like when I got in, I got a huge ABOT, and I was never able to realize any of the passive income from that ABOT. In fact, it was more of a trap than anything else. So, if I had gotten full ABOT payouts from when I put everything in December, I probably should have like doubled or at least maybe double or tripled my account, in the last 9 months, something like that. And now it appears that everyone's just getting a fraction of the value that they put in. And the other thing you have to also take into consideration was the price of Ethereum back in December. It was sub $100. Now it's, I don't know, around $200 or so. When I first got in, it was $600. So that was one of the big arguments that I got into with Thomas Brown. Thomas Brown was trying to say that I pulled out just a little bit more ETH than what I invested in. But there's like several problems. There's at least 3 major problems with the logic behind that statement. First of all, it does not take into account at all the price of Ethereum when I put in and when I pulled out. When I put in, Ethereum was $600. When I was pulling out, it was sub $100. So that right there is the first flaw. The other one is it doesn't take into consideration all of the Ethereum that I invested into ARB on CoinExchange, because at the time you were getting a better price on CoinExchange. So I bought a lot of ARB on CoinExchange and then transferred it into the platform and then put it into the ABOT as opposed to buying it on the internal platform. You were like, if anyone would have done that, you're getting a better valuation, on the money that you're investing. What was the other one? So there was, the ARB tokens, the ETH valuation. I don't know, I lost my train of thought there, but there was, but I figured that I'm at least 5 figures in the red, with my own personal investment in arbitraging, not considering the realized valuation that I should have received from a lot of the fraudulent misrepresentation that has been put forth by arbitraging. So I hope it gets better. I really do. I've been holding out hope for a long time, and I've been silent out of respect for the work that David and a lot of those guys have been doing, but I feel like it's time for me to say something, and I'm going to continue to update this. I don't know how often I'm going to start doing videos on this, but I'm going to start doing arbitraging videos again. And I think what I'm going to try to do is try to get some other YouTubers involved that want to talk about their perspectives, whether they're willing or not. I think a lot of them are afraid their accounts are going to get blocked, that they're going to get their accounts taken away, which in and of itself is just horrible. And one of the things that, as much as the trust issues that this platform has, you have a code that's in this new token. It was titled God mode in the original contract that had 100 billion in the Apex token. It was renamed to the anti-theft function. But this function allows the platform to take tokens from you at any time they want and send it to any wallet they want. And that's just completely unacceptable. So, there's as much trust issues as this platform has had, to do something like that and to force everyone into something like that, with everything that's been going on, it's heartbreaking. This will get worse before it gets better. This 59-cent token will crash. You've pumped in shields, scam projects like BitConnect, Arb, and even Moonbird. You got no reputation. I don't care. I don't care what others think of me. There still today is not a single platform that has come even close to the marketing that BitConnect has put out there, with the music videos, with all of the marketing that they were doing was very, very high end in what they were doing. Arbitraging was another opportunity, and it was something that I think a lot of people had faith in with arbitraging and things that they were claiming that they were doing, which appears now that it was totally fraudulent. Moonbird appears like it is they're actually doing what they say that they're doing. So that's I understand people are frustrated, but you can try trading. There's a lot of people that have gotten wrecked in trading. There's a lot of risk in crypto. It's hyper volatile. So. I think that there's people out there that don't agree with some of the things I'm talking about, but that's why I have a YouTube channel. You're welcome to watch somebody else. There's plenty of LEANs and climbing cryptos and other ARB shills if you want to if you want to pump rainbows and unicorns and rockets. And hoping for the best, But I think that I put the link to the Telegram group below. I think that there's a lot of very intelligent, articulate people in that Telegram group that are speaking the truth, and I think that it's important to hear that, at least in terms of arbitraging. So, Moonbird does not censor people the same way. Moonbird is like, you can message Tobias if you want. Get on Telegram, message him. Call him a scam artist, call him a scammer, call him whatever you want. He's gonna, if you actually have something of substance, he's gonna address it. And I've seen that from him. That's way more than I've seen from David. David has just basically been hiding in a cave somewhere. He completely moved out of his house. Apparently it was for rent anyways. He told us that, it was his house and he owned it, but that's, a lot of people are now finding out that wasn't accurate. That it was actually, in fact, a rental. So, Titanium, Clover, and I are on good terms. Actually, we just don't agree. Yeah, I would agree with that. I think it's healthy to have, have a healthy debate on disagreements. Even if you want to take it. If this gets into like crypto politics or something like that, like I think we can respectfully disagree and still have a productive conversation. But the thing that I've always been very vocal in my opposition to is the outright censorship that's going on with arbitraging, and that's something I don't agree with. You haven't seen any cryptocurrency platform ever do the amount of have the amount of censorship that is going on right now with this platform. And that's just it was not like that before. In fact, what happened before was a lot of it fell on the YouTubers. A lot of the YouTubers that were talking about it. I mean, I remember back in the old days of arbitraging, all of the former arbitraging YouTubers used to get on like massive live streams together. Even guys that weren't YouTubers, you'd have just these big powwows, and everyone would have a good time, talking about stuff. It was just a big hangout, and there was a lot of productive stuff that was in those. So I'd like to see something a little bit more along those lines. But anyways, I've been on for a long time, and I didn't want to make this stream too long, so I think I'm going to get off here in a couple of minutes. But I'm going to continue to do updates, so I'm making that promise to people. I'm going to continue to do videos. I hope David would reach out to me. I hope that some of the other people associated with the platform would reach out, and we can have a conversation. Not one where I'm being attacked by Thomas Brown, being called a scammer, and being told I should. The irony of that. It's just, but I should look at Moonberg a little bit closer. I hear good things about it. I think they're doing what they're saying they're doing. They're innovating. They're throwing stuff out there. They've got some really talented people. Germans are known for their engineering, and the development team that Tobias is working with, and some of the things they're doing is a lot more professional. I think that there's a lot there. I still think there should be something that you take cautiously, because there's going to be some risk with that. But I've been living off Moonberg. Like I've been totally screwed by arbitraging and been living in basically poverty conditions for when I was struggling earlier this year. I mean, it was bad, and I don't like. And then I have to get on Telegram and see David and Cassandra and Chatbox and these guys flying around on private jets all over the world, or partying up in Vegas, and just Cassandra showing her luxury car collection. It's just sickening, especially with everyone that's suffering in this platform, and then the amount of narcissism that goes behind some of that stuff, with labeling yourself the crypto queen and the world disruptor, when you have so many disenfranchised investors and so many upset people and so much censorship that's going on. It's the most hated cryptocurrency platform right now in crypto. So that's got to be that's got to be up there in terms of your if you want to improve company morale, you need to do right by some of the people that were invested in it from the beginning. That's your opinion, Dan. I mean, if you want to believe that, feel free. But anyways, appreciate you guys staying online. I think that's it for me. I'm gonna be doing more tutorials on Market Cipher and stuff I've been doing with CryptoFace, and I'm getting a lot more involved with Market Cipher, and I'm gonna be doing some stuff on that, because right now, with all of the negativity behind a lot of the cryptocurrency platforms, this is this is an opportunity, and CryptoFace has really been doing something special, and I think a lot of people are seeing it as an opportunity, in crypto. Other than that, if you don't want to take these risks, you don't want to get, you don't want to get your crypto jacked like everyone in arbitraging. I suggest you just buy and hodl. That's always a strategy. So, anyways, all right, guys. I appreciate y'all staying online. I'll be doing another live stream here shortly about arbitraging. So, stay tuned for that one. All right, guys. Take it easy.